In 1983, Atari decided what's good for the goose was good for the gander. Just as Mattel had formed M Network to publish software for the Atari VCS, Atari realized it could leverage its properties to publish to other platforms too. Thus was born Atarisoft. Now, one high-profile title ported to their main competitor's platform was Pac-Man for the Mattel Intellivision. And as you'll see, it just might have backfired. That's next.
This video supported in part by...
Playing VR, I tend to sweat. It gives me an edge. So King of Nerds happens to give me an edge too. Let King of Nerds give you the edge. Bye, King of Nerds.
Hey there, welcome back to GenXGrownUp. I'm John, I am a GenXGrownUp. Thank you for taking the time to check out this video. You know, it was just a few weeks ago that I highlighted the notorious Atari 2600 version of Pac-Man on this series. And as we're currently celebrating the 45th anniversary of Pac-Man, I thought it was a good time to dig a little bit deeper. Now, since Atari had already secured the rights from Namco to produce Pac-Man for home video game consoles, and sales of the VCS version had been such a moneymaker, it only made sense to take another few bites of that apple. Under that Atarisoft banner, Atari released Pac-Man for Intellivision in late 1983. And it's remarkably good. Had the North American video game market not already been crumbling around Atari's feet, this Intellivision Pac may have been a major black eye on the brand. Because in almost every way, this version on their rival's hardware was so much better. If you've never spent any time with Pac-Man on Intellivision, I think you're going to be surprised. Let's go.
Boom! This had to be a shock to the system of Intellivision owners to fire up Pac-Man and see a giant Atari logo on their screen, but that's the cost of getting Pac-Man back in 1983 on your Intellivision, and it turns out it's worth it. Really, really worth it. So to get the game started, right below me, you see I placed the overlay that goes on the controller. And literally all you use for starting a game is push 1 for 1 player and 2 for 2 player. This one supported 2 player. The Atari did not, right? The problem that 4K cartridge was an issue. And then you drive with let's call it the disc or whatever, you know, the controller disc on there is how you drive Pac-Man, and that's pretty much it. And after that, you can just tap the side button to start again. So let me just tap the button for a game 1 because it jumps right into it. We'll pause a few times, and then of course at the end we'll do a points run and see how I can do. So let's hit the 1. Music. Got our Pac-Man music. All right, pausing. First, right out of the gate, we've got to take a look at how much more this version of Pac-Man is Pac-Man, you know? I mean, it's almost like an endless list of things that they corrected here that are better than the 2600. The colors, the shape of the maze, right? It's that blue outline, that kind of neon outline. The dots rather than the wafers. The 4-color ghost, the lack of flashing. Pac-Man looks like Pac-Man. His mouth opens like a piece of pie. And more things we're going to see as we proceed through this. And the opening song was there, not right? It's the actual music. So let's continue a little bit. Now, there have been several criticisms about this version of Pac-Man, which, I mean, are fair. You know, certainly once you get to this point, you're like, well, it's a heck of a lot better than what I saw other places. It's very claustrophobic. It's a quite, let's eat a power pellet. It's quite small. The maze is just about half the size. So they kept the layout-ish, but they shrunk it quite a bit. So there's a very small maze. It's only like the top and the bottom portion, and the middle is not there at all, which makes this I understand, I'm not going to be able to do it here because I haven't played it that much, understand a very predictable game that is easy to kind of roll over if you just keep going and going and going. And you can hear the sounds of the ghost, the eating of the ghost, the siren noise. It's so good. Now, normally this part of the Friday Plays, and I talk to you about, well, here's how you play the game. Well, again, you don't need to be told how to play Pac-Man. You try to eat all the dots, avoid the ghosts. The power pellets will allow you to consume the ghosts. Just so I can finish one level here. Maybe not. There we go. I got lost. Because I want to quickly, I guess I need to finish a second level. There's the white flash, just like the arcade game. And let me just quickly fast forward to finishing this second level to show you yet another thing that we have in this version of Pac-Man, missing from so many other ports, including the Atari one. Ooh, look, fruit. The fruit sound is there. I'm down to nothing but a power pellet here. Let's wrap up this second, the strawberry level. Watch this. Intermission cartoons. And they're all here. As you go through the game, they're all here. Now, let's talk about some other little criticisms. We talk about the fact that it's not, it's a bit shorter. Also, very predictable. The ghosts only come out of the pan one at a time, and they always go to the left. So that's kind of, their rules of that predictability. You might have just seen the ghost reversed. So they do have, like the arcade, not exactly like the arcade, but similar to the arcade, they have a kind of a scatter pattern and then a kind of wander pattern that they variate between. And when you eat a power pellet, the ghosts reverse as they should. So it's quite hard to get all the ghosts because they slow way down when you eat a power pellet. You pretty much have to go to them. You're never going to... normally you could depend on them kind of running their course and finding you once in a while, but that's not going to happen. But, oh, we're on the orange. Grab the orange. There's the extra man noise. So much was preserved. It's almost... Oh, got caught in the corner. It's almost a death. Really nice Pac-Man death. I mean, as much as Pac-Man deaths can be nice. So much is here. It's an increased siren sound, the frenetic. Let me pause just a moment here while we're at that moment. For what's left of a screen tour, I think it's pretty obvious. On the right-hand side is your score. It's vertical to kind of preserve the verticality of this game. Below that is a numeral, and that numeral is just how many extra lives you have. If you play two-player, it does preserve the maze, just like everything that you would expect that was missing from the original on the 2600. And I am finding this, despite whatever flaws it may have, it's still a 1983 port of Pac-Man on a home console that looks like this. This challenges even like the Pac-Man that got ported to the Atari 8-bit home computers, or the 5200, which was of this caliber. But here it is on their competitor, where, you know, this was the console wars. This was Coke and Pepsi. This was Ford Chevrolet. This was Star Wars, Star Trek, right? People had a favorite, and if you didn't like their favorite, you were wrong. Oh, I got caught in the corner. And here Atari is making a far superior... Now look, you hire people to build it, they're going to make the best game they can. It would have been a huge black eye, I think, for Atari, but for the fact that with the video game crash happening, Atari had way more problems than, oh, we made a better port of Pac-Man for a competitor's console. Had the Atari Intellivision battle continued, this would have been a feather in the cap of Intellivision that would have been tough to overcome for the 2600. But, you know, it's water under the bridge, the crash happened, and this didn't get as much attention as maybe it would have. It would have been you could bet this would have been in adverts for Intellivision to show how much better Atari made their own games. Okay. So completed that one. I'm going to try a points run and talk more about, you know, kind of the game and the experience of it. Before I do, real quickly talk about our store over at GenXGrownUp.com/merch. We have all kinds of cool, nerdy designs. You can get printed on hats and t-shirts and pins and stickers and phone cases and stuff. If you're looking for that stuff already, please check our store first. Maybe you'll find what you're looking for there. And not only will you get what you're looking for, but you'll help us out as well. We certainly do appreciate it. Okay, so... here we go, Atarisoft Intellivision Pac-Man. I'm going to do... Look, I've done some decent runs over the last few days preparing for this. I don't know that I'll get quite that far, but I got to the second intermission. I got about 60 grand. A different strategy in this game than you might have in any other Pac-Man 2 because of the speed and the behavior of some of the games. So let's go. Nice song. All right, so right out of the gate, I find that I like to start every level trying to clear one side of the bottom of the maze, because that area is where I tend to die the most. I think it's because it's such a long run with no other exits, and you end up going across there, and somebody has lots of time to catch you in the corner if you don't do it right. You know what I mean? It's so hard to get to the ghost. I rarely get more than one ghost, or maybe two. So it's become, for me, this game is more of a game of fruit than it is ghosts. I would rather get all the fruit than I would get all the ghosts, because it's more doable. Now, here's a couple together. I might be able to catch them, but no, they're going so slowly. There we go, got a couple. So what I try to do is look at the maze in quarters. So when I get the power pellet, before the power pellet runs out, I would like to clear that quarter of the maze, just like I've done here. So there, got those quarters, and now I only have this lower right-hand quarter to come down. And of course, we can turn to blue one more time. I'll try to get as many as I can. But I tend to eat the power pellets just in an effort to get as much fruit as I can and clear as many levels as I can, rather than chasing ghosts, because it's just how it's worked out for me. So, second level. Now, there's no indicator to show you what level you are on. That's only evident when you're, when the fruit pops up. It'll show you, you know, what fruit appears. So there's the strawberry, so I can grab that. Nice sound. Grab this guy. And I think I maybe get another ghost if I cross the bottom here. Yeah, there's one more. Now, there are some rules from the arcade that it seems like they follow. Like, I don't think when ghosts exit that they're... that they're... Oh, no! I got caught. I don't think they're allowed to go up when they exit, you know, up through those top two corridors. But they will always exit to the left of the ghost pen, as you saw there. I'm sad that I've already lost a man. I try to not lose a man until after I get at least the first intermission, but we're close to that. You know, yeah, maybe I could boost my score by 10, 20, 30, but if I could just go and get up to the banana level, where there are, you know, several thousand points per fruit, that's what I'd rather do. All right, first intermission. Here we go. He's enormous! All right, on we go. Now, they get progressively a little faster. Another criticism that I have heard of this version of Pac-Man is that the power pellets take far too long to diminish in duration. Which, I mean, isn't a criticism of, like, a player, right? A player's like, great, let the power pellets last. But because they take so long to get shorter and shorter, and how long the ghost will stay blue, it makes the game kind of artificially extend beyond its actual difficulty level, if that makes sense to you. Like, ideally it should get more difficult a little faster, but because of how it's paced, oh, I hate getting boxed down there in the corner. That's the bottom part of this maze. It feels so claustrophobic. All about the fruit. Some people say it's all about the Benjamins. It's all about the fruit, man. So I should be able to grab those. There's an extra man. Hallelujah. Left one dot. Let some ghosts come over. There we go. I get one or two, maybe. Yeah, if you haven't played this before, when I first saw this is what Pac-Man looked on the Intellivision, I'm like, really? I've got to guess that my Intellivision friends didn't have this because, oops, they really would have let me know about it. They would have said, ha ha, your crappy Pac-Man doesn't hold a candle to what we got. And they'd have been right. They'd have been absolutely right. Clear up around here. That ghost's going to come out really fast. You got to watch out for that. You going to turn? Oh, he turned. Good. I'm actually going to grab a ghost and go for the orange. Just way more value for me in the fruit I have found than chasing down ghosts. Let's go ahead and get this one. Let's work our way across the middle. Oh, no! You got caught racing to the power pellet. I'm down to my last man. This is not my best performance. I'd like to get to the second intermission at last, so let's go ahead and button this up. I think I just have to get one more screen. No more extra men, of course. You just get the extra man at 10,000. That's it. I had a really good run yesterday on this version of Pac-Man. I got about almost 60 grand, which honestly is better than I do in arcade Pac-Man. Oh, an apple. So I get this fruit in an effort to get to the apple. There we go. 700 points. That's better than the ghosts I probably could have caught had I gone after ghosts. You know what I mean? Don't race them. Don't race them. There we go. Yeah. If it's a tie to the power pellet, it seems like I always lose. Now, oh, that's bad news. All right, get that apple if I can. Come on, stay there, apple. Don't go away. Got it. Oh, too much stuff happening here. A lot of ghosts. No power pellet down here, though. All right, hopefully I'm going to grab this pellet and be able to rush down to the bottom. Finish this up. Get that. All right, I think we're good now. Woo, it's a race. Ooh, man, that was tight. You can see the speed up. Let's go ahead and take care of this. Oh, apple. Get it. I like to eat him. There we go. Clean up this bottom so there's not too much left here. I really don't want you to miss out on seeing the second intermission. I'm not going to make it to the third one, but that's okay. Apple that I missed down there. Let's clean a few of these up. Which way is he going? That way, huh? All right, I'll go around the other way. Yeah, just accidentally got one. All right, let's go finish this off. Which way you going? Haha, gotcha. Cool. All right, now I think we get to see the second intermission. There we go, yep. Oh! His ghost shroud got hooked on something. Now that's supposed to be a leg, but you know. Quite a bit faster now. I'm on my last man here, but I'm looking like a 22,000. Pretty respectable. We're up to the pineapple. That's good points if I can get to it, but I died. Didn't quite get down there. All right, look, almost 23 grand. You can see this version of Pac-Man on the Intellivision. Oh my goodness. What a departure from what other arcade ports on other. This might be, and I've seen a few ports of arcade games on the Intellivision. This might be one of the best arcade conversions to the Intellivision, and it was done by their #1 competitor, Atari. It's almost like, it's like a parallel universe. It's like Nintendo making a great Sega game. It's just so weird for the time, but here it is, Pac-Man on the Intellivision. It's something to try.
Now, there's a second release of this game that does not bear the Atarisoft brand, nor the Atari logo on the splash screen. As Fort Atari was crumbling and they stopped distribution of the Intellivision port, INTV Corp bought up the remaining inventory and software rights to sell themselves. Well, turns out it sold so well, they relicensed the game from Namco, tweaked the title screen, manufactured new cartridges, and continued selling it under the native Intellivision banner. So in a way, thanks to Atari, Intellivision got 2 Pac-Man releases in the mid-'80s, and they're both arguably better than Atari could produce for their own platform. Whoops! I cover a different vintage game each week here on Friday Plays. Got a favorite you'd like to see me cover here? Well, let me know in the comments. In the meantime, links here and here to some more episodes you can watch right now. I certainly hope you found something to enjoy in this video. I can't wait to talk to you again next time. Bye-bye.